Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody today to the campus of Georgia Southwestern State University for an exciting day for our baseball program. I'd like to start off first by thanking the Dean of the School of Nursing, Sandra Daniel, for allowing us to use such a beautiful venue for today's press conference. I also want to thank the search committee. We tried to get this done in a very quick amount of time. June 1st was the target that we set to name a coach, and that's an aggressive timeline in conducting a search. But Ms. Christy Ward, our Associate Athletic Director, chaired a great committee. I want to personally thank Ben Hicks, our men's basketball coach, for being on the committee, our faculty athletic rep, Michelle Ragsdale, our softball head coach, Nicole Levering, our assistant athletic director, Keith Micklig, and admissions representative Tyler Pennington for serving on the committee. It was a lot of work in a short period of time. We had over 100 inquiries about the position here, and that was exciting, not only in the quantity of candidates, but in the quality as well. We had a tremendous pool to choose from, and it just shows, I think, the trajectory that Georgia Southwestern, not only the athletic department, but the university is on. So it was an exciting time to see the interest in the vacancy that we had for our baseball program. And as we looked and we created a profile for what we wanted in a baseball coach, we quickly determined as a committee that we wanted a head coach that understood the importance of his direct involvement in recruiting. In a league as competitive as the Peach Belt Conference, recruiting is the lifeblood of competitive success. And we looked for a coach that had a proven track record of such success. And we were able to find that gentleman in Josh McDonald. And not only is Josh a proven producer in recruiting, he's one of our own. Josh played baseball here from 2001 to 2006. He's a graduate of GSW. His twin brother is a graduate of GSW as well. He's a high school baseball coach at Wayne County. So we're certainly excited to bring back one of our own, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce GSW's new baseball coach, Josh McDonald.
All right, first of all, I just want to thank you guys for coming out. This is a special day for me. And something that I worked for quite a bit of time. I'd like to thank Dr. Weaver and Mike Leader for giving me this opportunity. And it's always exciting for me when you have a president and an athletic director that has a vision and high expectations for the program and the department. And talking with those guys, I think my expectations are ones that match right with them. I look forward to leading this program in that same direction. I'm a guy, family is important to me. It's who I am. It's definitely a reason why I'm at where I'm at today. First of all, my wife, Christy, and my daughter, Lanier, I guess she's outside. But they're probably two of the biggest fans of Georgia Southwestern right now, and they're looking forward to the opportunity as well. You know, Christy, she's been with me 10 of my 12 years in this profession, and somebody that has pushed me to where I am today, and during the bad times and the good times, and it's definitely a big part of my success. And hopefully, as Lanier gets a little bit older, they can kind of tag team it together. So, my parents who are here today, you talk about sacrifices they've made throughout my life, and the support that they give in this profession, it's second to none. And then the rest of my family, I got two of my brothers are here, both high school head coaches. Definitely respect those guys and lean on them for advice. And then my sister as well, who's not here, but she's also played a big role in that. You know, in this profession, once you finish up playing and you decide that you want to go this route, you know, there's some people that have to give you opportunities to kind of start your career and grow as a coach and as a person. And there's a few guys that gave me the opportunity to be on their staff and work and grow. And those guys, Chris Calciano at Georgia College, Tom Carty is there as well, Jeff Willis at LSU Eunice, and then Rodney Hennon at Georgia Southern. When you get in this profession, you look for a day like this to happen, and And through the process, you kind of go through on what you would do as a head coach and kind of develop a plan. And each one of those experiences, from back to when I started in 2006 to now, has helped create that plan on what I would do as a head coach and the direction I would go. My experience, it started here in 2001 when Coach Davis and Coach McLean gave me the opportunity, along with my brother, to continue my playing career. And now that I'm in this position, I look back on those experiences and you take them for granted at the time, but now you look back and say that, yeah, they're definitely a reason why I'm standing here today, ready to lead this program. The people that I was around, the coaches, the teammates that I had then, it's definitely something that I'm proud to have spent my time here in 2001 and proud to be back. The expectations for this program and my expectations, they're going to be set really high. You know, I'm a guy, when I set expectations, I set them to what the ultimate prize is, what everybody else is going after. And the phrase that you'll hear a lot with this program is deserve to win. You can think about it, it's pretty simple, is at the end of the day, whatever we're doing, whether it's on the field, in the classroom, in the community, whatever it is, we want to ask ourselves the question at the end of the day, hey, do we deserve to win? And I think if we can go about our business the right way and do things right, then we can answer yes to that question. And at the same time, I think if we answer yes, then we put ourselves in a pretty good position to be successful, both on the field and off. And kind of things that we'll harp on to make sure that we're able to do that. I kind of have an acronym for CANES with some words that we're going to use a lot. The C is competitive. We're going to compete in everything we do, whether it's in the classroom, in the community, on the field. There's going to be a competitive mindset from day one. And I've talked to a few of the guys already, and I've already expressed that they need to expect to win right now and expect to win when they get here. And that's just not on the field, that's everything that we do. The A is accountability. If you look at any great team, there's always accountability held within the team. And that's just not for the players, it's for the coaching staff as well. It's going to be important for our guys to not only hold themselves accountable, but hold each other accountable as well. And I want them to do the same for me as a coach. If I say I'm going to do something, I want them to hold me accountable and make sure it's done. The N's nationally recognized. I think being in this conference and the Peach Belt Conference at the Division II level, if you look at it from a baseball standpoint, it's probably one of, if not the best conference in the league or at this division. So for us, our expectations are going to be compete for a championship in that conference, and I think if you do that, then you're automatically nationally recognized, and once you're nationally recognized, then you're competing for the ultimate prize of a national championship, and that's going to be our goal from day one. E is excellence. That kind of goes back to the deserve to win mentality. Everything that we do, we're going to be excellent in, and I think if we can create that culture and that mindset from day one, then it will continue to grow, and at the end of the day, we can answer yes to that question and put ourselves in a position to be successful. And then the S is service, and this is kind of a big one for me. We're going to be servants to our community and also servants to the younger generation. If you look at this, myself included, and these players, it's a privilege to be here at Georgia Southwestern. It's not a right. And I want our guys to understand that there's a lot of people in this community and in this university that put a lot into what they do. So that the least that we can do is go back out and give our time to this community and be involved. And kind of my vision for this community and the city of Americus is I want our guys to be out involved so much that when a Tuesday night or weekend comes, I want Georgia Southwestern baseball to be the thing that people want to do. You know, I want little kids to be at the field, wanting autographs, doing all that type thing, and then going home telling mom and dad, hey, one day I want to play for Georgia Southwestern. I think that's the goal and the vision of mine and this program and the direction that I want it to go. And I think, yeah, that's going to take a lot of work, but I think if we get started on it and get moving in the right direction, we'll get that done. And the service, too, it also goes with the alumni. Me being an alumni of this university and this program, I think it's important for the current players to be involved with guys that have been here way before I ever got here. And my vision with the alumni is I want to create a relationship with those guys as far back as we can go to right now with this current team. So at some point when we do experience the success of a championship, that those guys that played here years ago feel just as much a part of it. And that's our expectations and our vision with that. And I think if you go about this and you kind of sum it all up, and we start creating this culture and doing these things that I'm talking about, then you create a life experience for these kids. And once these kids leave here, they're going into a whole different world. And I was there at one time, and it's competitive. Things change. Things aren't always great. And once they leave, they're going into the workforce. They're going to start families, become husbands and fathers. And I think if we can create the experience for these guys here at Georgia Southwestern, then one day when they're my age or in positions that I'm in today, then they can look back and say, hey, that those 4 or 5 years, whatever it was at Georgia Southwestern, is definitely a reason why I'm at where I'm at today. And I can say the same thing for me. It definitely wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my experience here and the start I got. Again, the expectations are high, and I want to say that again for this program. And I'm going to set them as high as I can, and we're going to work to reach them. And once again, I thank you guys for coming out and taking time out of your day, and look forward to seeing you guys in the fall and the spring. I'll be glad to take any questions or whatever. So.
With WALB. First off, with you guys having about 9 seniors graduating, so plenty of players to kind of come back. Have you had a chance to talk to any of the players, or what's going to be that first step now that you're taking over?
Yeah, I actually got on the phone with quite a few of them this morning and touched base with them, and kind of the first thing I told them was our expectations and what they are, and that they need to be kind of working on that and thinking about it and believing in it so it becomes part of them. So when they get here in the fall, we've already a step ahead of where we need to be. And also with the whole process, I mean, the recruiting part of it, there's an opportunity with the scholarships that are available between now and the fall that we can work and bring in quite a few guys that can help us next year. So that process has been started. After today, it'll be full go, and we'll start reaching out and making different offers to those guys and seeing who wants to join this program.
Ken Gustafson with the America's Times Reporter. Obviously, you'll be recruiting at every position, but what do you feel right now is the primary position, if there is a primary position above all the rest, that you'll be zoning in or looking at?
Yeah, I think for any team, and especially this one, my recruiting philosophy is that you recruit through the middle of the field, starting with the catcher through the pitcher, middle infield to the center fielder. But for this team, I think the main focus for me is pitching. I think to win at this level and to win at a high level, you got to be able to pitch and throw strikes and play defense. Yeah, hitting, it happens. It's great if it does. But if you look at the course of this game and how it's changed, then there's at times that you can't hit, but you can pitch and play defense, and you can still win. On the other hand, you can have 25 hits in a game and still get beat because you don't pitch and play defense. So that's kind of the main focus for me is getting guys in here that can throw strikes and compete on the mound and put us in situations where we could be successful.
I think oftentimes in sports you talk about kind of creating a culture of winning, and lately that hasn't really been the story for GSW if you look at these last 10 years or so the record. So how do you try to step in and change the mindset? And since you want to be nationally recognized, you want to compete with Peachville, what do you think the problem has been in the past? How do you kind of come in and rectify that?
I mean, it's the experience I had from 2001 and 2006 is one that I'll share with the guys from day one. Yeah, it was an NAIA level and going into the transition after my last year here, but we were successful and winning was a part of this program. And I'm not going to speak on what has happened before I got here, but looking forward for the direction of this program, I mean, the expectations are going to be high, like I said before. And I think once it happens and once we get guys believing in it and we start moving in the right direction, then you'll see that kind of domino effect happen within a team. And then you go back, seeing that happen, and go back to the recruiting part. The recruiting part starts taking care of itself once success happens. Not necessarily saying you don't have to work at it, but you'll have guys that are interested in Georgia Southwestern again and want to be a part of something special.
And what did you take specifically from your time in Statesboro that you'll be able to lean on and use here?
Coach Hennon, if you guys don't know, he's probably won over 800 games at Georgia Southern and been there 18 years. So kind of the thing that I took from my experiences there is being an assistant coach, you kind of sit back and watch, and yeah, you can get mad and upset at when things happen in a game or things don't go our way, but just sitting back and watching how he handles himself when something happens that shouldn't happen in a game, and he doesn't overreact. He just kind of stays the even keel part with the same equal mind and doesn't get too high or too low. All right? And I think as being a leader of a program, I think that's important for your players to see that there's no panic mode or there's no down in the dumps. It's always even keel, so no matter what the situation is, there's always a chance that something good's going to happen and there's a chance to win. So that's probably the biggest thing over my time that I've been there. And yeah, there was a lot of success, and there was also times where it wasn't so great. So, and I got to watch both sides of that.
Can this program win right away like next year, or is it, do you realistically believe might take a 2 to 3, maybe 4 year period before you start winning consistently?
Yeah, like I said, the expectations is we're going to win and try to do it right away. If you look at the plan that I kind of laid out during this whole process, it's kind of a 3 to 5 year plan. So for me, in year 3 or up till year 3, we're just going to try to compete for a top 5 spot in the Peach Belt, and that's our minimum. That's not what we want to accomplish. All right, that's what we're going to set to be the worst case scenario. All right, and then after that, then we should be able to work ourselves up to the top and be competing for that championship. And whether that's going to happen or not, that's for people outside the program to say. All right, but for my expectations and what these guys are going to believe in and the way we're going to go about our business, I think we're going to have a pretty good shot to get this thing turned around and moving in the right direction.
And my last question would be, what outside of being an alumnus and knowing the University, what interested you in this job?
I mean, I think being in this profession 12 years, and I could tell you 6 years ago, there was no shot I was ready for this position. But being in it 12 years and kind of learning the ropes and being involved with a lot of different successful people in this profession, from day one when I saw this position was open, I knew that this is exactly why. A lot of stuff didn't work out 3 or 4 years ago or last year in my favor. And it kind of sets it up to where the reason all that stuff didn't happen is just for this opportunity right here. And I think when you look at the Division II level and the Peach Belt Conference, I mean, like I tell people at the Division I level, it's the ACC or the SEC of Division II. It's top of the line baseball, and from top to bottom. I know the bottom's kind of separated right now, but give us 2 years and it's going to be competitive from top to bottom. So that kind of, I mean, obviously it's when you played here and you have so much invested in it and you care so much about a place. Obviously that's the biggest factor, but also I think that with the direction that this program and this administration's moving with this, I think it's going to set not only baseball but the athletic department up to be very successful. All right, we good?